will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4.
We ready. What's good in the hood, motherfuckers? It's Wednesday. Shit's going down off a bridge right now, pre-market, so I don't know, I thought a giant red crash cycle was appropriate to start the day. So, had an interesting occurrence out there on Twitter that we posted about, pretty much everybody arriving at the same idea at once, hence the name echo chamber, right? And you're like trying to master the art of sentiment reading, you got to pay attention without getting sucked in. That's the key to it. Bearable, still breathing. That's good to see. Welcome to Apostles, Tyflow. Moving REMX Rare Earth. Okay, we can check that out. What do you guys think of the new set redesign? This is a split decision before we went live to figure out if we could actually rearrange this thing and fucking reset it up. One of those two big ass doorways that are always in the shot to be gone, This feels more like a market show. Doesn't this feel like a market show? Does it feel like a market show? Does it look like a market show? I think it looks like a market show. So, what do you guys think of the artwork for today? I thought it was pretty cool. Fucking Jester's finally forced me to use orange in it, so it happened. But, had some fun making that one too. So, if you guys have been paying attention to Twitter, I think Aliens versus the Predator vibe. This doesn't feel like infrared to me. Does it? I don't know. I thought it kind of looked just trippy as fuck. So let's go take a look at the reason we gave our show thing the name it did today. So this is the danger, a lot of people come to the station, they look at like what I look like and they're like, yeah, this guy couldn't know what he's talking about. But a smart decision maker doesn't really worry about the presentation so much as the substance. In the world around you though, right, there's a lot of style over substance, and the white guy in a suit that's allowed to tell you the truth about everything is like, as part of that, like with the biases we have about who can tell us accurate information is a crazy thought. Rather than vetting the information, we vet the fucking aesthetics, which is fucking bonkers. If you make choices like that here on this show, you don't need to be trading fucking anything. It means you're a dumb sack of shit, So, this is pretty funny. So I put this in OnlyFans some time ago. I think many of you probably forget about OnlyFans, the website, and this is pretty fucking iconic, right? This is, I can't see shit. This is a side-by-side that when I posted it, many probably didn't think about it. I took ARK as an ETF, represented by an idiot, of growth assets that are in the wrong fucking part of the fiscal cycle. And then I took Zuckerberg, who Apple and Google torpedoed his entire business model, forcing him to fucking try to convert to the metaverse, which he walked into the pullback of risk assets. So Zucker basically doesn't have a product. He's a leech product that's attached to the iOS, Android ecosystem. And that's what Facebook grew to $1 trillion by basically, raping Android and iPhone user data. And when they cut it off, that's the business model. So we, label those two guys as big risks that were fractally similar in what was like the dead cat bounce we talked about back here at this time. If you guys paid attention to just this post on April 6th, before the anger phase post, everything you need to know about where we are today is in this post, right? FOMC has minutes today at 2 p.m. Putin is threatening unfriendly nations with a food crisis on top of an energy crisis. What are we dealing with right now going into winter? In France and with food. And risks remain relatively high going forward. See chart notes. All right, so we look at the structure, fractally similar structures, and we took two risk assets that would be highly correlated in a high VIX environment with elevated risk. And then we gave you basically the same trigger. Perfect fucking entry on both these guys, down a matching 44 and 45%. Literally the same wave from Zuckerberg to ARK's basket of assets that she's in. But even better was what comes next, right? This asshat. This guy's claim to fame is fucking calling the banking crisis. Though he did it 2 years off, it would have literally killed you if you listened to him when he said it. He got a movie. Now the white guy in his suit has a face. This piece of shit Not a fucking expert, not anything but a fucking whiny, emotional, fucking pansy ass little beta soy protein, account deleting, coming back every fucking time he thinks he's right, little piece of shit. But this guy's gonna be allowed, thanks to mainstream media, to fucking destroy fucking millions of people's lives with his fucking emotional, stupid shit every next fucking minute. I can't think of a bigger piece of dregs in the financial fucking world than this piece of fucking shit garbage that's been elevated to cult status by a bunch of other idiots and given a medal for being fucking mediocre at best. This is how fucking investors die. Is putting this fucking face out there and saying, I know what I'm talking about. I have the smoking gun for you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. At the point, the plebs who rip off my brand and try to fucking play the anger phase move run you into the 5th largest short squeeze in fucking history on a group play that I put out for both ARK, down 45%, and fucking Facebook, and you arrive in the exact same place as a bunch of fucking clowns and meme accounts and shit like that, you're busted. Don't ever fucking tell me this guy is fucking shit. Everyone who comes into my channel tell me, you know what Michael Burry said? Do you know how fucking dumb you look if you ever open your mouth and tell me what some fucking meme frog said? This is that moment you'd never escape, Burry. I know you're stupid, and now the whole fucking planet knows it. When you correlate to the dumbest money in the entire world, in the most retarded market in the entire world, full of a bunch of degenerate fucking incels hiding behind their fucking avatars because they're too pussy to say any of the shit that's online in real life, and you correlate to that while you keep deleting your account in an emotional fit every 5 seconds, I know exactly what the fuck you are. You're a pleb, bro. So, Michael Burry comes up with a fucking wonderful idea. I don't know, 76 fucking percent down in the market. Sorry, 66% down in the market. Really? Really, bro? It's alright. Point of value, empty space. Point of value, empty space. That is what it takes to get, this situation, to walk into the 5th largest short squeeze. Do you realize how tilted the world had to be when every motherfucker is really the same guy? I don't give a fuck if he's got a Nobel Prize or not. When some degenerate piece of shit frog and this fucking loser ass piece of garbage who's a benefactor of a racist ass system that keeps giving awards to fucking retards that don't know shit just so they can keep elevating their status, you get this. Pretty crazy, right? You get this. 2017 cycle, one dude telling you, watch the fuck out. I've seen it before. Before everybody and their mom's a fractal analyst, there's one fractal analyst. And then a bunch of idiots saying the exact opposite thing. In a zero-sum system, you get destruction. This is what an echo chamber looks like. This is also rule of the atom. This is the point and the empty space. This isn't an insult. These are facts. This is where this occurred in time. And just because you happen to be the retardo in this point in time doesn't mean you get to pretend it doesn't exist and attack me. This is data. I'm here saying down. You're all here saying up. Everybody loses 90 fucking percent. Spot the difference, Burry? You're garbage. And now everybody knows it. And that's how you end up with a fucking room that can fucking take this, with the right analyst, aiming you at it while the whole world burns. And that's what it takes for a fucking station to really make money. The whole world's gonna have to burn for me to carry this many motherfuckers through it. But I'm up to the challenge. Now that's a motherfucking bitch pudding, right? Suck it, Burry. You are a benefactor of the same fucking garbage that fucking Putin and the rest of the world wants to erase. The false elitism of fucking Europe. That's all that is. A legacy of the colonizer pretending he's smarter than everybody else while he fucking has to steal all the time. Literally ridiculous. So I have another one for that, actually. So, when we put that guy together, and just the misleading shit he does constantly, and you add up a guy like this, hold on, wait for it. Oh, wait, one sec. You know who's coming. The king of this shit. This is dangerous. A bunch of white guys circle jerking their genius, giving themselves fake awards so they can sit there telling you lies and literally talk generational wealth out of your family. I don't think people have fully valued what Putin is saying about the danger of this fucking guy. fucking raiding every fucking country in the world, using its resources, lying about what he's doing, misleading the world to their own benefit. I don't think you fully understand why fucking the Middle East, China, India, and the outside party, Russia, is fucking all trying to get rid of this fucking thing. This thing is literally terrorizing and destroying the world and lying and transferring the equity out of all your fucking families every time you listen to it. The white guy in a suit has become fucking literally the most dangerous thing on the fucking planet. It's a predator. This thing spells danger. This thing giving itself a fucking award or a movie spells mega danger. Memos. Echo chamber things, right? Echo chamber things. I don't give a fuck if you like the way I look. Bitch, we're accurate. Rest of them are not. So, memos on memos. I see 130. I see a pretty light start to the show. It looked like 70 when we came live. So, little light skeleton crew vibes. Like I said, this market is going to probably make it hard for to gain growth while fucking retail is literally under attack at plus 30 VIX. So it's on us to stay as nimble as we can and survive this. If there's another leg down to this thing to fully wipe out the rest of the folks trying to hodl on to whatever fucking risk assets they got. You saw the sentiments we talked about on the last show. You got fucking like the grandpa, the grandson, and the fucking son all in the same trade. What's going to take to get all those people fucking that have to go back to employment lines, it's probably not pretty. And there will be very few people left that have anything at the bottom of that. Mohit Bala, what the fuck are you? Anonymous? No, retardo. I'm actually very well known. This is a motif for the show. If you're new, sit down, shut the fuck up, so you don't make an ass of yourself the first time I see you chat on my show. Got it? Cool. So you got people like that don't know where the fuck they are and show up here and just watch me counterplay the entire world and try to talk shit. Dumb money doesn't know it's dumb. But we don't have to fucking prove to you that you don't know what you're doing or where you are. You can always be gone. Okay, sorry. Good job. Don't make me bitch pudding your ass live on the show, motherfucker. You're going to end up on the charts, and nobody likes being on my charts. So, one, I'm not CNBC. I don't give a fuck if you like me. So you better fucking figure that out. I give literally no fucks. The only thing I care about is being accurate as fuck, and everyone who trusts in me knowing it, and participating, and benefiting, and watching the world fucking burn outside our universe. That's all we do. I don't care if there's 60 motherfucker. I'll call the crash of the century. We'll fucking ride it with 6 of us. So don't make any mistake. I'm not CT. I don't need your fucking charity. I don't give a fuck if you like me. I don't fuck if you like how I look. Motherfucker, that has nothing to do with my information. So if you're into one of those stations, go there. But if you don't know where the fuck you are, bitch, you'll find out real quick. Don't be in my chat acting like some online pleb. Motherfucker, no one has to entertain that shit. If you don't know where you are, bitch, you better find out. So anyways, this is a real market show. Tell him, Bob, this is what real market TV looks like, motherfucker. Don't fucking come up for my show talking shit. I can't stand online people who fucking spend time talking shit on some shit. Go fucking somewhere else. Don't be the beta on Kylie Jenner's post talking about, why do you have to have that airplane? Bitch, because she's rich. Why the fuck are you following her? Go get your own money. Can't stand people like that. Waste of fucking space. Anyways, so that was fun. Let's see if you guys like me some war stories. They better be some. Y'all motherfuckers be slacking because I be making all your cards for you now. What do we got? My bias versus Captain Expando. Captain Expando. That's pretty great. Alright, let's see what you made. After a couple losses in a row that I was reluctant to share, pure ego, I decided to share a stop-out trade that Kaz looked at on voice. Hearing him say, none of this makes sense, it's like drunk person tried to use entry logic, made me rethink the way I was planning and entering trades. Friday 14th, while I was watching UK 100, decided not to go into seconds resolutions to avoid being crackhead in 30 VIX, good job, environment, and tried to take my time and plan for both directions on a bull flag within a bigger bull flag. Okay, that sounds reasonable. I like the zone you created. Very cool. Looks like you didn't get there for that. Let's see what you get. This time I was going to be as mechanical as I could. I set my alerts on levels and waited for a few days for it to develop rather than watching a 5-second chart, which made me feel much more relaxed knowing that I was following a plan and thought it through the best I could. Monday the 17th, I was moving up and I saw a potential entry, but I didn't want to ditch my original plan, so I only planned to trade and didn't buy in. All right, to our plan. Okay. The 19th in the morning, it hit my level, but in the expanding formation, I remember feeling confused and thinking, what do I do now? In my journal, I wrote I should really wait for a clean structure outside of the expando, but that isn't what I did. Instead of with the bias that my plan would still work, I saw a bull flag and I decided it was the right time to enter. Right here, I see it. Overall, I felt less emotional, but still getting confused and ended up forcing the trade. I guess it's part of the learning experience, and I'm very grateful for the education and support from Kaz and Eco. Thanks and all the best. So, nothing wrong with this, right? You have plans, like you see us, we're always like drawing trends in session and stuff like that. And you have to kind of evolve things and make sure you keep context of your macro that governs the ways that you're going to trade. If things go horizontal for a while, this thing will move into another time frame, and you have to kind of reassess, strategically across time to make sure you're not with a plan that no longer fits the structure of the market. I think this too, we went over it, there were some things that we could see when he was up here, the resolutions that you used to figure out when to enter, they were out of alignment with what was really available. He was rating a huge markup and you kind of misread that. So it is part of the learning process, yeah. And I think, like we said, here you had a resolution that was available to you, but contexting of price is something that takes a little time to get your head around. So don't feel too bad about it. We'll work on this and review this again in there, but it's all about keeping context of price so you know what wave you're playing. And that's the whole mindfuck of staring at interwoven fractal, is that it's mindfucking every resolution of time. Everything looks like the same thing until later. So, the ways I show you throughout the day to keep context of price is really important so you don't get lost in the sauce. So I appreciate you sharing that, and that's a good insight for a lot of people who are kind of new to the game. This is Tonic. Only stands paying the bills. Kaz hey Kaz, Vicky, and Eco. I haven't posted in a while, and although I've been actively trading, there are still a lot of areas for improvement and specific areas in my habits that have slipped. Reviewing and studying all my trades is one of them. I'm still going through all my trades from last week. Live calls have been an amazing learning experience. One thing I've noticed with my trades during the live calls is that they happen on much lower time frames, and I feel a lot more stressed while executing and feel more fatigued after trading session. I'm from Australia, so I can only manage to stay up for the first 1 to 2 hours of the session. One of my favorite trades from last week was actually 2 longs I took in USD JPY using the intel from OnlyFans. Not only was it stress-free, alerts triggered during Asian session where I'm much more awake, relaxed, but after entering the trades above the trigger level price, never looked back. I definitely want to continue participating in live calls due to learning experience. At the same time, I'm also keen to zoom out and trade on longer time frames to have a more sustainable trading career. Thank you, Kaz, for helping me secure the easiest 13 Rs I've had in a while. Oh, dope shit. So, yeah, if you guys didn't pay attention, OnlyStans is pretty epic. It's the continuation of OnlyFans from the website. We moved in-house to Discord. And that was actually a plan we developed on the show with you guys. If you remember, you guys actually hinted about this, and then we made the plan from that. So just an idea of how that all works. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm sure you have. What is this? Insane shit. Only stands in-house on Discord, right? Everything that we put in here is actually hit if you guys pay attention to it. We put the DXY, the de-risking of the market in September 20th to pay attention to, which ultimately fucking bombed the market. We gave you a Euro fucking crash that was fucking epic. You could play the Euro. Gave you Clonex that you guys brought up on the show, which fucking went 50% if you guys pay attention to that. And then we gave you the pair of these guys, right? Dollar Yen and MXN JPY that also went fucking completely insane after we posted it. So literally 100% of only stands is hit. So if you haven't been paying attention to this, I don't know what you're doing. 100% of everything in here literally could have made you a year already if you pay attention to just this. Every single thing hit. About as good as it gets. Along with cornering the entire planet, right? So it's what we do. Goat level shit. Appreciate you. So let's see, where are we at? 130. Definitely like crew today. 855. Wouldn't get a macro and try to get you guys actually off early. I can't be going to the bell. It's only 10 minutes of prep, so market's down pretty big. Need to get off here pretty fast. So I'm gonna get through macro as quick as I can, and then see if I can get some symbols and be off this thing by like 9:10. So I think that's doable. Where are we at? Where are we at? I gotta say, I'm really happy with this cover art today. That came out looking even better than I was starting off with it. Definitely like that. That one's definitely probably heading for NFT land. You know, I'm a freak about blue, so gotta be. All right, let's see here. Get our major channels open. Load out. Winternomics 2 and. All right, there's Meta. There's a chart that you got your JPY cheat sheet from. Good call out, and if whoever asked that the day we did it, still running. And there's your wave too. It's not like you can only play an OnlyFans. We just gave you a really clean trigger in OnlyFans. But we actually laid this out for you in the show, what you need, right? Just a structure above here, just to sustain, and then let you leave. So a lot of different places to participate. I got a wave in this thing. A whole bunch of people did. If you're still in it, congrats. I got too close and I got wicked out, but you know, this is Mexican peso. Like I said, it's North American deal. CAD's in the back. He should fucking eventually turn his ass up and chase it. So I can tell you, if you pay attention to it, CAD is worth paying attention to. He'd be the lagger. So he's the third guy, but like I said, it's broad-based North America versus South Pacific, right? So, all right. Where am I looking? Let's start off with our good old VIX. So as far as like the ability to fucking like pump, it's really just the pullbacks of the VIX that allow it. This is the main trajectory of the de-risk from like August through that we're experiencing right now. And as we make a new highs, right, market basically takes new lows. So if you see right here, August 16th, if you go to like SPX 500, which is the S&P, just to make life easy to see it, right, August 16th, sorry, I'm retarded, back here. All right, so the entire VIX wave is the S&P de-risking and broader markets as a whole. While we've sat like this, we've had amazing stability from crypto, but we want to pay attention, right? When a real gas pedal de-risk happens, everything would generally fucking line up and go together at once and just get smacked together. So crypto, I think, is like a trigger for when you're really gas pedaling. If we're going to de-risk, this trigger will get hit and everything will be in a gas pedal at the same time. So I hate saying this, USDT.D, right, had a wick break above this trigger, and this is big danger, right? So we're still paying attention to this with the VIX structure like he is. This is our trigger box range here from TrollX Shockwave, and TrollX is literally the catalyst of fucking Armageddon. So when we think about this as a sentiment read, right, TrollX represents the emotional shitbag element of the NFT wave, right? The degenerate pieces of shit who've benefited from loose money policies that the Fed wants to go back to work. And TrollX is now the emotional fucking like location of a breakout for the VIX to go fucking into the 9/11 territory, into PPT recovery territory, and a very high volatile potential situation into the fall, right? The de-lever of the system to remove the average pleb from fucking the ability to have a choice to decide to participate in the workforce, to stabilize producer prices by not forcing wages to bribe them into the workforce, is what the Fed's trying to do, to get rid of all the excess credit that allows a bunch of people to be the pieces of shit they are on social media in these communities of NFTs. So when you look at that as now the actual location for our catalyst, to basically bar out and liquidate the planet, this is really what it's about. The Fed is targeting all of this, the shitbag element of the labor pool that still has a fucking choice to go fuck you. And that's an interesting spot for us to have the trigger for the de-risk of crypto and risk assets across the board, right? It's literally the emotional structure of exactly who the Fed is trying to kill. So interesting sentiments, right? This is that location here in volatility and fear. And once you have those PFPs come down and all those people who fucking can go fuck you to the system and I don't need to work, I'm at my mom's house, whatever the fuck reason they don't have to go in the workforce, once you're fighting for your life and you got to survive, right, then the PFPs come down, that's when we have a real chance for a bottom. Because all those same pieces of shit become potential future demandees of risk assets again. So you have to rebalance the equation. In order for us to sell, risk assets at higher prices, I need a buyer. And they can't all still have their risk assets on their fucking face. So that's kind of like, context on what we're looking at. So VIX right there, DXY, right? Everything's still quite bullish in this situation. So as you get zoomed into the the biggest short squeeze in fucking, the fifth biggest short squeeze in history, this is all it's contained inside of a very macro bullish dollar index and a very bullish VIX. Right? So nothing has really changed about the broader picture of what we're walking into here in October. That being said, SPY chart is not the one we want to use. Is this him? This one with gaps on it? I always fucking forget this. There's our gaps, right? So we want to pay attention to this guy. This is our big short squeeze that happened, which basically creates a 2B stop run in this low. And we're back above this. But the two ways you want to pay attention to this while we have the dominant trend angle coming down from the top of the market. Where the hell's the rest of the chart at, right? This is the November correction down. Fed policy saying it's down. This is the broader trend angle, and at a lower resolution time, this is the lower angle that we're dealing with right now. This is the bear flag of summer that's broken low, so it is a big bear flag in the macro down wave. It's broken the low. But when you have a 2B, everyone's like, how do I deal with getting having a price structure sit here and go bloop, bloop, what do I do next? When you have a good hard line in the sand and you get that, that's why I say you let him get up here and make a structure that's cleanly above, a resistance point. Your first impulse through something isn't really just entry. When you have this low right here and he just gaps down here, you have no structure to define risk on here, right? So when he rallies, this is what you can get. You can get a 2B that rallies. We'll just use orange since that's the fucking mood of the day. And if he comes back out, he can come back and come through it, flag back, and then come through it. And that is the move. Basically, everyone gets fucked here. And fucking when he comes back out, psychologically, those same people won't fucking touch this risk structure to try and enter him again. But this line will still be your real decision point, right? This is what all got stop run. He will come here, and you actually have a chance probably for another structure somewhere along here to exit this base. That's kind of how you deal with the 2B, because it's going to reset your trigger point. This was your trigger point when you came through. No clean structure, came back, structure here. False move on a gap down. If you took it, stopped out, you'd need something else, but now this becomes a fucking dangerous range of chop. So closer to the fucking exit of the system, just like this, is kind of what you'd be waiting for. And this kind of destruction in this area, is what will allow you to leave, as this entire thing becomes a fucking markdown for everybody fucked into this fucking position. This whole thing is building a position on the base. So if we rotate up and break the angle, this will also provide the fuel to mark up here if the imbalance is to the short side. But if we come back out with the level of destruction that we have and a fucking, of the VIX the way it is, this likely killed anybody that had a chance to short that was left over from the retail destruction that we've had. And now those people will be out if we fucking manage to break lows. And this will likely be pretty vicious and pretty fast. So it'll be pretty hard for people to make the decision on top of it with the damage that you've got in the market and the fear. Fear slows down your reaction time. Emotions slow down logical decision making. So a high fear environment and rapid price movement equals paralysis. So down here, if you see this thing, threatening on the lows, pay attention to it. I personally think coin is a good barometer of crypto risk cycle itself. And coin is kind of like, the one thing that ARK threw out. And ARK is already leading at the base, structuring potentially to leg down into depression. So if coin is going to if coin is going to follow, he'll probably follow behind this. Crypto is a little more stable than this idiot bitch. But at the end of the day, right, we want to pay attention to, if this guy keeps going, he's either telling you what the future is of all risk assets, because it's one of the weaker ones, or he's about to make a 2B, and we're going to really fucking pump off this pullback in risk in the stock market now. So we can kind of watch that, right? She gets under here, danger. Coin rotates down, probably more danger. And we can kind of look at this guy. This is a crash cycle right here, right? We can see that. We can see what's behind me on the fucking wall, right? We can see this right fucking here, right? So now you've got like a big base. You think about the summer of 2018 and BTC, right? BTC is like this, and then does this huge fucking thing, and then goes boom into November. That's this shit. So we're looking at like a low resolution crash cycle that if it fucking happens, we'll fucking send him through here and likely fucking risk assets with it and crypto assets with it. So that's kind of the situation, right? If this is going to be like the summer rally, then this is a low resolution uptrend, and we will give a shit if it can recover from here, hold its last low here, and restructure something that takes him up here to challenge this high to extend him out. So that's kind of your possibility. This is retarded looking. Right now, it's a decent threshold up before we think about this guy as a potential long situation to continue like this wave up here. So we'll make him like that. You get the idea. All right, so that's a whole bunch of things. DXY did GBP USD. Been watching this thing. They look like they're trying to save the pound, but if they lose steam on this guy, you want to pay attention. This guy's been part of what we've seen in support and risk assets right now, and him doing this situation right here, you know, he's got a high in here, and he's got a fucking potential complete shoulder and a lower high here if he comes down. Right, this is going to be a down trend and rotation on what he's got. So we're paying attention to this right now because that will be the DXY fucking getting real gas to come out of here. Sorry. To finish this rotation and go nuclear. This is the bear flag of GBP right now. Similarly so for Euro, right? That's the bear flag of both. So we track this angle for a bull move and a bear move in USD, Euro USD. That's this wave. This counter structure that's kind of like the breath of life in the market at the moment is really actually this structure, right? So these are all things you have to keep alignments on. And the VIX is that structure. So the bull flag that we see there on DXY is this. What do you make you? All things that are bad today are orange. Sorry, Jester. So yeah. Wow. See how ugly that is? I can't even legitimately leave that in my color scheme. That is a very horrible, vile color. We'll just use something that's not so fucking offensive. Alright, I feel better about that. So that's that. SPY I talked about. Keys are just fucking tech stocks. So we watch tech stocks. We said this is a good range to watch on the low. He made a good structure. 2B just rallied back into it, came out. But he's still holding the downtrend of summer with the VIX. So if we come off of here, that's kind of dangerous. We have like a gap opening at this spot. So as you watch him on the angle, it's either one more of these waves, right, just like up here, or if we have a chance of a bottoming formation, like something like you see here, right, you see something like this, and then a rotation up and then something like that. That would be path B, right? So that would be what would be possible. We come out here and set up, like we said, like right on this base. You'd be expecting something like this. Never usually make blue down, but fuck it. That's what we're working with. So I think you guys got enough to make your plans right now. It's 9:08. I don't want to take a bunch of time here, so I got that in. Crypto things, we looked at a little bit less closely. So again, it's BTC, you're kind of watching that USDT.D level, and then him to basically trigger his own base. This is what will go with the USDT.D. And with ETH, he's still in the expanding range we told you to stay away from, right? Let him be outside the system. He will be outside the system likely when everything is going because he's not one of the stronger assets. Right now, if you're actually watching anything, you know, XMR, since Kanye's situation with fucking JP Morgan, has actually been like one of the stealth strong assets. And something about XMR, he's never usually strong when the rest of the risk assets are really good. He's usually strong at very bad times in crypto. So I definitely pay attention to this. When I look at him right now and see this, like XMR is like the picture of strength right now and sitting on his highs congesting while, you know, nothing looks like this. You take like Atom, BTC, something like this, right? They're in steeper pullbacks. You know, just other crypto assets, ADA, BTC, whatever. Right? Nothing looks like that. These guys look like what BTC.D is showing you, right? He's showing a little bit of Bitcoin strength. XMR to be relatively stronger than Bitcoin isn't a good thing. Bitcoin, when he's the strongest asset, it means second tier risk assets are not in favor, right? So like your main risk pumps are like when BTC is a little weaker than the second tier assets. BTC is strong, and the fucking ghost asset that we can hide things is even stronger. That's hinting at, like, you know, the risk off tide may not be fucking done. That was it. Forex, crypto, VIX, indexes. Did I miss anything? I think I got it. I think that was it. So now you guys know what I know. Where the hell are you? Tesla earnings post-market, thanks Sim. So big potential market mover. We had big post-market mover, and Netflix actually blew away estimates. I really didn't see that coming. If you guys saw, Goldman Sachs had the unpredictable trading fucking earnings. Like we said, nobody can guess how much fucking money they're squeezing out of retail, but it's always more than you think. So, you know, right now, Tesla's your next big possible market move. If they say anything really bad about supply chain or anything like that, it'll just be gas on the fire. So you do want to pay attention to that. Let me see if I can squeeze a few of what you put in here fast into what you said. Asia, ASX min. And min ASX. This is Mineral Resources, Australia, something, whatever the fuck. It's about as good as he looks, right? Look at where he is. That's good. It's like we want to see. Stay above the system. So, like, right? See how this is? This is a good little lesson for you guys, right? So this thing on a different res is a 2B. You don't think of it like that because you guys think a wick is a wick, but a wick is people, right? At a different resolution. So what resolution does that guy become a wick? Probably something like this, right? See? That's a wick. You'd be like, oh, it's a fucking stop run. And then you would sit back. And because you don't maybe adjust your resolution, here you wouldn't see it as a wave, but on a 5-minute chart, you'd be like, oh, it's just a wick. Wick could be a fucking crazy cycle on fucking like a minute, right? So when you look at this wick, what can he do? On another res, you can see what he does, just like I told you, right? Like if the S&P is going to come back out, and he wicked the base, he'll make a bear flag through the base, and then come back out and set up some shit here you should pay attention to, because everyone who ate this won't want to touch it. This is exactly that. I just flipped it over so you can see how it looks like the S&P, right? So that's what a wick is on different resolutions. Turn them upside down, right? That's how you reset to be above your old system, and then you have a leave of this system you care about and possibly a structure above it. But this is like your first early entry if you get him. Worst case, you know, he goes up here and fucking does this, and you get a fucking like gas pedal move that's so far outside this, and people will be like, I'm late, and they won't touch it anyway. So something to pay attention to that guy. He looks pretty bullish. All right. I already forgot your other symbol. What was it? REMX. XU030. What the fuck is that? XU030. The fuck is this thing? Is that fucking Turkey? What is this thing? The hell is this? I'm super curious. Is this Turkey? Because when you see stuff like this with a currency that has a fucking blown up currency, it's not so much the assets are going up, it's that they're fucking repricing in terms of your fucked up currency. So this could be misleading if it's one of those countries. Like, I believe the Merval, right? The Merval is a good example of that. The Argentinian Merval looks like, you know, a fairly strong market. You look at this guy like, wow, what a bull market. But the real reality is, right, it's the Argentinian peso being fucking decimated. That's actually causing the assets to look like they're going up. So if it's one of those countries, be careful. Like currency destruction has a fucking like, you know, side effect on assets denominated in terms of those things. Turkish bull market. Yeah, it's not a bull market, motherfucker. I don't care how you want to repackage and resell yourself that country. Nomics does not fucking work, nigga. You need to get the fuck out. Like, fuck that country. That motherfucker is like literally hashtag fucking insane. But yeah, so fuck Erdo. REMX. 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 I have a chart for you somewhere, I believe. REMX. What the heck is it doing? Alright, REMX. Did I never draw anything for this? I felt like we had this on here already. REMX. So resource guy, pretty interesting look at him right here. Crazy fucking amount of volume under this guy. Pretty much since like Biden really took off, it's here. Really sustained volume. So when you look at this guy like big time frames, right, and you're like, when is this crash going to recover? He made a new low off of this. So right, this is where this is coming from. Just to point that out to you. So we'll look at this system now for a line in the sand here. The last high to put in the low is where your trend really flips, right? So for him to now basically go into an uptrend, he needs to recover I know I didn't draw it perfectly. We're just kind of giving you an idea. This needs to basically do that in order for him to reverse his downtrend and begin an uptrend wave, right? So you kind of just think about him like having done this, That's what you're looking at, right? So that's your down wave. And if he's going to reverse it, it's going to be something like this. And this is like the waveform beneath that's going to help take him out there. So that's possible what you're watching right now. But I would kind of pay attention up here at this line in the sand. This is obviously a big ass time frame too. Keep that in mind. Probably got time for like one more. Oh wait, I know Euro GBP. Somebody said Euro GBP. Whenever we last did this, looking at a bear flag, he blew out here with the fucking pound getting smoked. So he followed the channel over to the top side, never got out the top side. I still think you're leaning towards like something like this in time with the euro coming down with Putin's risks. But this looks like a bull flag, like I just showed you, like a 2B in a rally in a structure that fucking could pump him out. That would probably give you a swing level like right here on the euro. So if the pound is like literally going to fucking completely just die, which is very possible before Europe, then your line above this and coming out top of this box will set the stage for like a move that blows this guy out. And you'd want to pay attention when you see this, if that comes out the top side. This would be like the real death of fucking England, right? So if we flip him over, I don't know if you guys remember, we did this on the show a long time ago. This is USD versus GBP. Flipped over for your presidents and stuff like that. So let's look at the DXY. Remember, we looked at the DXY along the presidents, and so we just quoted USD GBP. We actually looked at it this way. So this is really like, if you look from here, 16 through 20. Son of a bitch. This is 16 through 20. This is that. The dollar being the stronger guy between the euro and the pound equals the dollar leaving this range first. All right, so if the euro follows this and the pound just basket wide gets wrecked, the euro would likely follow this out, while the dollar structures out to just decimate him and go through the fucking 35-year low. So dollar led it. This is the retrace. Another dollar surge might have you see some other people follow this out and wreck the fucking pound right behind it, right? This is the Canadian pound, and then like we said, North America, really strong. Mexico is actually showing you a rotation on the pound. So if the pound has a much broader fucking tide going on, then everybody's going higher on the pound. And the Queen's death really is the death of an empire. I'm at the time I didn't want to keep going past, so I do love to get the rest of your symbols as always. It's 9:18, so 2 minutes ahead of what the fuck I said. You got 12 minutes to get yourself situated. Hopefully you guys, I want to back your way as you guys focus on things. Don't focus on every single thing on the show. Set alerts and thresholds and things we talk about, and make sure you put as less mental horsepower to getting to your plan as possible, so you don't have mental fatigue when you have to act on it. Staring at a 5-second chart all day is not healthy. Try to pick your spots. In a trading day, you really got, in this kind of shitty ass megaphone fucking nonsense, you really have like maybe 2 or 3 great setups a fucking day in the indexes. You really don't have all day to do that. And so those places aren't going to form everywhere. If you can endeavor to have good thresholds and alert yourself at those thresholds with good notes, you'll conserve a lot of mental capital while a lot of people burn out trying to fucking fight this shit. At the end of the day, like, longevity does matter. Look at LeBron. He's not nearly as good as MJ, but he's getting thrown up in the fucking ranks just because he survived, right? I know, that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not a sports guy. I don't want any part of that. But everybody stay safe out there. I'll see you guys on, is it Wednesday? I can't tell what day of the week this is. I'll see you motherfuckers on Friday. And make sure you pay attention after market. Tesla can be a market mover, so keep that on your radar also. Till next time, bitches. Catch you on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
Acolyte training fucking Thursday before market. All you motherfuckers that join Acolytes that haven't actually shown the fuck up in the channel yet for some strange ass reason, show the fuck up and don't miss that shit so you can learn how to use a damn template. Don't be experimenting using a template you don't know how to use either. We know you don't know how to fucking use it, so don't be grabbing indicators and trying to figure it out. You're gonna get wrecked. Memos on memos, bitches. I'll see you guys Thursday morning.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.